Boys podcast. There ain't nothing going on with the Rent Boys podcast right now. It's me, Alex Camp, and over here in the middle it's Don Mountain Woods.
Hey everyone.
And far over there at the end it's old Ethan Smithy.
I'm here.
Old Smithy boy. And it is the 7th of July, Edinburgh Fringe print deadline day. Very important day. Mine's in.
Oh, you did? Did you do it with them as well?
I did, yeah. Mine's in and approved. Not everybody's is. But anyway, that's not important.
It's not approved.
It's not approved. They haven't approved
Unapproved.
it. Imagine if they were just like, we just don't like this.
Yeah, maybe that's what the problem is.
Maybe, yeah. Well,
it's not about the bleed on the edge. It's not about the colour mode or the resolution. It's like, your face is not right for our festival. The festival that lets anyone do something if they want.
Even you.
Even
watching.
Me. Well, my face is the last of my problems, isn't it? Even you out there at home.
Don't do that.
A bit like the Churchill. We need you. Was that Churchill?
Don't empower
your
our
country
audience.
needs you. Was that
that was Lord Kitchener.
Lord Kitchener, your country needs you. Same thing.
Winston Churchill was fighting in the war at that time because that was the First World War, I believe, or maybe a one before that. Anyway,
don't imagine a dog could be much use fighting.
I'm not. If we could stop breaking the fourth wall.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you.
But you say bye, Chris, every time. That's breaking the fourth wall.
At the end,
you don't really count.
Does he not?
It's more of a wink to camera. That.
Yeah, that's fair.
Where did you learn the term breaking the fourth wall?
I did GCSE drama, mate. So I actually didn't do GCSE drama. I did a bit of it.
Did you sneak in?
And then I realised you didn't have to turn up if you didn't want to.
You're actually sneaking in with your tech apron on and your fucking bits of wood in your pocket, just like trying to catch a little bit of culture.
They wouldn't let me near tools, would they? They were like, That's true. Go and do some contemporary dance or something, Ethan.
What were you?
Catch butterflies.
What were you like in school, actually?
Terrible.
Did you get any GCSEs?
Yeah, I got 4.
Smaller than me.
I know. And I was probably worse than you.
Huh? So combined, you got 7.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Together?
Yeah.
You can't.
What do you mean? Combined? What does that mean?
Just checking. Wait a minute. What, like the science?
But did you go to lessons in that or not at all?
Yeah, I went to the select few. I went to English, Maths and Science and then music.
Was that because they were convenient for your schedule of smoking weed at different places?
Yeah.
Or was it because you wanted just the core skills? You didn't want to mess around with French
the ones
or anything
that I had to get. I was on commission. My dad was like, smoke as much weed as you want, have fights, do whatever you want. Just get English, Maths and Science. And then I was like, I like music, so I'll go to that as well.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the time, just doing what I want.
Did you get English, Maths and Science?
Yeah, I got them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Still got them. Upstairs.
They don't go.
Yeah.
Well, you've got your certificates upstairs.
No,
so technically, Ethan got all of his GCSEs of the ones he actually aimed to get.
Yeah. I've missed out on Spanish, but I'm in England.
Mad that you did Spanish at the school.
Yeah, I had a.
Did you go to an American school?
In the first week, I had a fight in Spanish.
Did you?
Yeah, I was just.
You fought the guy in Spanish?
No, it was.
Well, you turned around to him. Hablo de español, señor. You battled him in like fucking.
If anything, they couldn't
Spanish
get annoyed about that because you're like doing homework, aren't you? Think about it.
What?
Because you're fighting in Spanish.
I'm not fighting in the Spanish voice.
Oh, right. You're fighting in the lesson.
In the lesson, yeah.
Were you
what do you think I got there? And I was like...
Let's do this in Spanish.
I'm trying to remember any Spanish now.
When you fought the guy, did you bring along like a red rag and you just like matadored it around?
No, I just got horribly beaten up. And it turned out it weren't even his fault in the end. It was my fault.
What, you had beef with him?
Well, someone threw a glue stick at me and I was not.
A glue stick?
It was my first week. I thought, I'm not putting up with this.
It's not prison. You don't have to beat someone up in the first week in the canteen.
I decided it was probably the biggest guy in this room. So I went, don't throw a glue stick at me. He said, I didn't even do it. I said, fucking do it again, I'll buy you. Right. So he got kicked out and on the way out, I said, don't touch me, I'll punch you in the face.
Yeah.
And then did it.
Big lads don't usually throw glue sticks.
No, it weren't. It was actually the smallest
It's
guy.
a little shit who throws a glue stick.
Yeah, he had glasses.
Of course he did.
And that's, you know what,
It's
if you got glasses,
pussy.
you're invisible.
Someone
Someone
threw a compass at me once.
For a compass.
Well, pointy-ended one.
Some girl I went out with, I guess, in school afterwards. She hated me and she threw a compass at the back of my ear. And
after she graduated?
No.
Oh, right.
In lesson.
After school, right.
No, in a lesson. Like after we split up.
After
But
school.
it sounds weird saying...
Many years after school.
It sounds weird saying split up because we were 12 years old.
Yeah.
I told the teacher and he was like, all right, that's fine. Because for some reason...
He was like, it was me.
There was a few teachers that I'm pretty sure were paedophiles and would let the girls get away with anything.
Awesome. That's good to know.
Was
pretty
that
sure
paedophiles?
I'm pretty sure I saw a paedophile yesterday, actually.
Did you? How did you know?
In the flight, because I was on the tram, right, and there was this family, like 2 mums, like 5 kids.
And there's a guy next to them just like...
Well, the kids were going fucking mental, and the mums clearly, there wasn't enough mums to look after the kids, and one of the kids was crying. So this random guy just put his finger out, and she was probably like 5, 6. The little 6-year-old girl just grabbed his finger and he let her hold it. And then he was like rubbing her head. Just this old guy who's probably like 50. It was fucking weird.
So that makes him a pedo?
Well, that's weird.
Did he try to like...
Hang on. Rub your own kids. Don't rub on
Yeah,
children's
any
heads on
random
the tram.
children's head.
Because you're going to go for him. You're going to be devil's... Who's
Advocate.
Wait, hang on.
Wait a minute, what? The devil's what?
Is it devil's advocate if he's a nonce if you're on his side?
No, devil's advocate is just for argument's sake. When you're talking about something that's clearly got a most popular opinion, you then take the opposite opinion in order just to discuss it.
That's what I'm saying. Because if we start letting people just rub children's heads and like sniff them and that...
Is that devil's advocate though? Because... He's saying that's what he thinks.
I'm saying you can't be doing that.
No, I'm saying you're going to do devil's advocate.
I am going to do devil's advocate.
But
yeah.
what I'm going to
Pedo's
say,
advocate.
That's what I was getting. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, don't do that because someone like that might end up running a country.
Well, people they already do.
What, the pedos?
I mean, both Joe Biden and Donald Trump both have allegations against them for sexual misconduct. Possibly targeting women who are younger than.
I mean, Biden's obviously years ago. He can't be harassing women at this
Biden used
stage.
to sniff people's hair.
He's
a really weird
but
guy.
we've all done that.
That was a reference.
He's a really weird guy.
Oh right, is that what you were saying?
I was trying to reference.
Yeah,
that was quite funny.
I thought you were, but I wasn't 100% sure, so I just made
give
it
me nothing.
clear.
You just looked at me like.
You were quite proud of that, weren't you?
Well, I was going to. I had a point.
Yeah.
Well, if you fucking combed your hair once in a while, I might think you might have your own references.
I just showered.
Also, you took about 5 minutes to get to the point.
Plus you can't comb hair like this. It goes free. Anyway, right.
Well, what do you think of that?
What do I think of that? Well, I mean, yeah, you shouldn't obviously. It's a mad thing to do. Well, it's hard to know without seeing it. But at the other side, the mum's got kids going mad, and someone tries to, distract the crying baby. It's not that
I reckon
crazy.
It was creepy because at one point the mum asked him to move so she could get through and sat on the seat with her baby on there and comforted her and that. And the guy kept looking at the baby and be like, "You're all right," and smiling to try and cheer her up. It was a bit like...
What kind of guy was he?
He looked weird. Yeah.
So he was a weird looking dude. Was he a crackhead?
No, just a normal bloke. But it looked like he had a family and kids and that. But you thought it was one of those guys where you'd see him.
But they're not allowed to see it.
There's one of those guys where you'd think he's normal, and then 3 weeks later you see him on the paedophile hunter, and you go, "That makes sense."
Yeah.
How many of those guys do you know?
No, you see these.
How many guys do you see on the paedophile? I know him. That's my mate. I knew he was a nonce.
I think they should give funding to paedophile hunters and have them on trams as the designated person who decides who's a pedo and who's not.
Oh my god, I didn't realise you were one of these.
Even if that was the case, Alex could never go on the tram.
Ethan's one of these guys who blames all the world's problems on pedophiles, and it's we've got to murder every single one of them. We've got to put them out in the streets, and if we kill the pedos and protect the kids, everything's going to be all right.
You said pedophiles, and you're really getting ready for your American trip. You said pedo instead of pedo. Yeah, you said pedophiles. Yeah.
I mean, I interchange between them. But yes, you got to get your pronunciation right before you go to the States, man.
But but look, he
gotta go to Chicago and get some beefs.
In my eyes, it's as soon as the mum comes in, it's all right. He doesn't want to get caught being a pedo. He'd think he'd fuck off, but he kept sitting around. It was a bit like if you're trying to sleep with a girl on a night out, and you just follow her around for that whole time, hoping that at one point she'll be
So what
like,
you do then?
not what I do, but I've seen it happen.
You looked guilty when you said that.
So I think I saw a paedophile, and you don't normally see one out in the day.
I think I saw a pedophile outside in the day.
But I did feel quite sick experiencing it, actually, witnessing it.
Why don't you say, hey, are you a paedophile? Because there's no harm in asking, is there?
To be fair, if I said
No harm in asking. There's no harm.
No harm, no foul. Worst comes to worst, some child doesn't get molested. That's the
best case scenario, isn't it?
That's
Probably.
well, yeah.
That's a good. Worst comes to if we're on a bad day, then a kid doesn't get molested,
No, in fact,
and that's
no. Worst comes to worst, a child don't get. Yeah, because what else could happen? Is he going to?
He might try and beat me up or something.
Well, that's fine.
Oh, is it?
Compared to a child get. You know what I mean?
True.
Yeah, I think I do.
It's a noble sacrifice, I reckon.
So we know now, Dom, next time you suspect an older man of being...
I've got to go, oi! You pedo, stop it!
Well, no, that's not what he suggested.
But
he
you know
said
what?
asking.
I tell you what,
Excuse me, sir.
No.
Do you happen to be a pedophile?
I tell you what, my main concern was I thought maybe the woman... It was like a...
Was also a pedophile.
Young mum, young kids. I thought it was the dad. And I thought, that's fine if he's, doing that with his own kid.
He's been conditioned now to think all old men go out with young women.
Yeah. No, she was 6. I thought he was the dad. I thought, that's all right. And then the mum stepped in. And I was like, if I was the mum, I would have stepped in a while ago because he's clearly not doing good things.
Well, she obviously had that thought of like, well, I can see that guy might be a pedo, but also I don't want to deal with that crying kid just now. So I've got another couple of minutes before anything happens. I'll just wait until the very last second when he's about to pick her up and take her. And then I grab the kid and then we go. I can understand that from a mum who's got multiple children.
Well, maybe she thought...
he's basically a babysitter for now. Right now, they're the same.
Childcare is expensive.
Until he turns, there she's just a babysitter.
Well,
maybe free one.
Maybe she thought, I've got 5 kids, 4 would be better. Take her.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So if anything, this guy, good bloke.
Yeah, he's helping her out.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the issues of today.
Ask an idiot. Ask an idiot.
Just did.
So I voted in the general election.
Why?
Because I'm a democratic citizen of this country and I believe that we should all have our say in the government. Now it gets run.
Where did you do it?
The weird little school down there.
Could you say you were in London? Could you go and vote there instead?
You just vote wherever you are.
No, you have to walk all the way back.
No, apparently you have to vote in your home.
Well, yeah, of course. The way it works is you vote for your local MP, and then the amount of seats that the party with the most seats and the most MPs in the country gets the leadership. This is what we're dealing. I'm going to break the fourth wall. This is what we're dealing with here, guys. If anyone ever thinks,
sorry, Chris,
they're too hard on Dom. He's not that bad. He's clearly got something going on with him.
Yeah,
you didn't know that shit.
Of course, I know how. All right. I'm not doing this today.
That's a heavy accusation.
I'm not doing it, right?
No, you can't just vote anywhere, and you can't just be like, "Oh, I'm in Tenerife, I'll vote."
No,
there.
obviously
you
in the UK.
You can vote postally,
you can
obviously,
proxy vote
you
as
can
well.
proxy vote,
you could get your See, I know shit. I know the word proxy.
He knows all the ways to do it.
I said another big word before as well. Can't remember what it was, but it was.
What, devil's advocate? Is that what you're?
No,
you said it, and then went, what does that mean? So
No. What I was.
Proxy's not a big word.
Ethan,
P-R-O-X.
No, but
it's 5 letters.
Yeah, but it's short for proximity, which is a big word.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
There we go.
Listen, Ethan knows all of the possible ways there are to vote, and he chose none of them.
What?
Yeah, I didn't choose any of them. Do you know why?
Tell us why.
Because I'm not allowed a go, right? And if I was, I'd vote for myself.
You're not allowed to go? Oh, well, you're not allowed to go as an MP?
I reckon we should put it to a physical challenge. Right? I reckon they should have to tame an animal. I reckon they should have to tame...
What kind of animal? Kangaroo?
I tamed a pigeon once in a park. and you know what? It took skill. It took being delicate, right? It took thinking about what a pigeon might think about and then kind of catering to them needs, right? Which I think is a great skill for a politician to have. You know, because if you can connect with a pigeon, you can connect with the common man.
Yeah, true. The dirty, stinking, rodent common man.
If you can,
the vermin.
Well, that depends on how you see the common man. I wonder who
I
you
just
voted
told you.
for. I wonder who you
Thing
voted
is,
for.
the thing
I
is,
just told you
thing
how I
is,
see the common
you've
man.
you've not just thought of that sentence. You've been thinking about if you can. What was it? What did you say? If you can what with a pigeon, you can.
You're gonna have to
If you
listen
can tame
to this
a
podcast.
pigeon-
You're on it, mate.
If you can tame a pigeon, you can tame the common man. You thought of that as a quote for weeks.
He was gonna vote, but he got
You've not
stuck
just
on
thought of
that
it, yeah.
outside in the garden.
Thought if you could tame a pigeon, you can tame a common man.
He looked at his watch and it was 11
That's
o'clock. He's
fucking
like, it's too
brilliant.
late.
That is great. That's wisdom.
That was that sounded wise, but there's no wisdom to it.
No, I did just
It just
literally
sounds
come
wise.
up
Oh,
with
did you?
that.
What I think is funny is that you said that you've tamed a pigeon, which is a domesticated animal.
Well, it's semi-domestic.
Why
They
did
were
So,
bred for
all right, I
domestication.
charmed a pigeon then. I don't
Charmed
know
a pigeon
what
sounds so much better.
Sounds like you fucked a pigeon.
What it was,
Little pigeon girlfriend over there.
I got some seeds out of this bird feeder.
Yeah.
And there were loads of pigeons, but there was only one brave pigeon. Right.
Only one you
So
wanted
I was
your little
I was
hands on.
coaxing him over, right? And one of them was like, "I'll have some," and I thought, "All right then,
I'll have some, you bastard.
let's test this out." So I went a little bit higher,
Ah, yeah.
and they were like, "Oh, can't get it now." I'll have to jump on his hand, and I was like, "Yeah, gonna have to jump on my hand, mate." And he fucking did it, didn't he? So I was like, I got myself a pigeon. It's not that hard.
No.
It's pretty easy. Do that. You have to get a stone out your head first, though.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, no one was doubting that you have to
Yeah,
do that
you
to
have
tame
to.
a fucking pigeon.
Otherwise,
To charm a pigeon.
yeah, they
You're
can
pretty
tell.
good at that.
Can't go in there not stoned. They'll be like, I
They'll
don't
sense
trust you.
something's wrong with you.
Pigeon
But then once I got one
Rastafari.
pigeon going as well, everyone was like, "Oh, he's safe him." So they didn't want to come and they didn't want to come on my hand and that.
Come.
They didn't want to come. They didn't. Oh,
Didn't know pigeons could come. Maybe they can.
of
Could they?
course they can come.
Pigeons?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Maybe
Male
they got
pigeons.
dicks in
and-
that.
Yeah, they've got some
They've got like
semblance of a
like a
dick. Yeah.
coil.
Wow.
I think it's called a coil.
Yeah, they got one of them twisty ones, yeah.
They've got twisty knobs.
Pigeons fuck, dude.
Have you ever seen a pigeon?
How would they fuck?
I
though?
saw a pigeon. Well, my parents have wood pigeons in their garden. I was
Yeah.
there this morning, and these pigeons were going mad. They're shit as well. It's like mini dog turds. It's really crazy. Like pigeons obviously have that white stuff and like with a little kind of nugget of something in it.
Little nugget
Like
of
the street
something.
pigeons that we know.
Yeah.
The pigeons in the countryside is a whole different
They're doing
world.
full turds.
And they're dropping all on my parents. Like they've got this path that goes all the way
Full
through their
turds.
garden. Mad turds from the wood pigeons, but they're totally different. Basically, they are wild pigeons.
Yeah.
They're not domesticated. But
Because one time there was a kid at school and he threw a stop sign at a pigeon and it died.
a stop sign.
Yeah, he threw it like a frisbee, and the pigeon was flying.
How strong was this kid?
It was just normal strength, but it was flying past at the wrong time, and
He knocked it out of the air.
It, yeah, and
That's
it just,
the biggest pile of shit I've
died.
heard in my
Yeah, it
life.
did.
That some kid threw a stop sign at a pigeon and hit him. What is he, fucking world discus
What
champion or
happened?
something?
Yeah, Jake Winder Squires. I'll message him on Facebook.
Jake Winder Squire's not even a real name. Sounds like a wizard.
Yeah. It was.
It sounds like he's out fucking Lord of the Rings. Yeah, of course he hit a pigeon. He's got magic powers.
it was telekinetic.
Dom's looking at pigeons mating now on his phone.
Well, I was thinking, how do they fuck? How do they fit in the holes in that?
They're kissing and
I
dancing.
think Dom does have a porn addiction.
So you have to send me the link to this
Whoa.
so I can stick it on. Okay.
That's mental. That's not
That was quick.
a nice way. No, I don't think that was it.
Yeah, she
He's just
said no.
setting up.
But in human society, we don't try again when they say no. Okay, just so you know that. It's important
There
to
we go.
Uh,
What
to
the
know
fuck?
that. Yeah, it's jumping on the back.
Well, and then they flap it in there.
I don't know.
I don't think they're
what's
having
it doing?
sex in this one. I want to see.
It doesn't look particularly convincing. Certainly not erotic.
I'm not into this.
Well, you don't want to look at pigeons having sex?
I don't want to. Not as a group.
You want to go and do it? Doing it by yourself is weirder, I would say. Here you go.
No, we're not. This is not podcast material to do this.
Sorry, I was just curious.
You're a bit weird, you mate.
Yeah, you are. Okay,
Anyways.
so that's why Ethan didn't vote. If only Dom had such a convincing argument to support his.
I reckon you should vote if you're a sheep. So carry on.
We went to the music open mic.
We went to a music open mic, and we found out loads of stuff about music.
Is that every week then, is it?
No, it's every month. It's crazy. Like, it's supposed to be an open mic. I was booked 2 months in advance for that open mic.
Yeah, it was
Such a big deal,
it was
mate.
a lot. There was a lot going on.
Was there people there? Audience?
Yeah, there were a few, not many. It was pretty quiet. There's like a crew of old people was around the corner, wasn't there?
Yeah, there always is at an open
It
mic.
was just like that one guy's mate, right?
It was.
There's a guy who's like
Can we say his
bluesy.
name?
I can't even remember. Oh, I can remember his name now.
Did you do
Roland,
your
big up Roland.
comedy
Check
songs?
him
Or?
out.
No, they weren't doing comedy songs.
He did
What
one
did you
comedy
do?
song.
I did one. I did 2 covers, a serious song that I wrote that day, and a comedy song.
What was the serious song about?
None of your business.
What do
You
mean?
didn't come.
Played it at an open mic.
Yeah, so the people who were there could experience it, but if you weren't there, you can't experience
Was
it.
it good?
Yeah, to fuck. It was all right.
It was all right. That's about right.
Did you do anything?
Yeah, there was a rainbow outside, and I went and had a look at it.
You didn't do any song.
What? No.
Okay.
Ethan basically sat with his back to the person playing most of it and was just like on his phone, looked up at me like.
I was trying not to giggle all the way through it because it was actually really intensely funny the whole way through. Well,
One guy was.
Love songs are weird. I struggle with all love songs. Right? I feel like you're just making me sad for a bit. You know what I mean? And they're always like, and it's too soft and gentle, like round my ears. You know what I mean? I'm not asking you to be all up in my business like that. So I feel like it's a bit unconsensual. I feel like you're giving me longing unconsensually. So I do struggle with that. And then there's a whole room of us doing it together.
And what was your theory that all love songs are about the same person?
Yeah, who's this woman that they're talking about?
Mm.
You know, there's thousands of love songs. No one's figured out who this woman is. Just wandering around out there with all the love.
There's
Everyone's
one,
like, and she don't want to go out with anyone. Everyone's having a crack, and she's like, I'm not into it. You know?
Do you know, I think it is your mum.
I knew that was coming. And I don't know why I laughed, but it was great.
Let me think about it. No, I don't reckon it is.
You don't get it?
Well, I've wrote a couple of love songs, so.
So they're not about your mum.
No, and Alex's
it's
love
not-
songs was pretty intense.
That can't be about your mum. Yeah,
Who was
then
yours
it
about
was.
then? Who was the ones you wrote about then? Anyone in particular?
Yeah, your mum.
Whoa,
Well,
it's
no,
heating up.
if we're gonna do
Give me
it,
a high five.
I don't want to high five. I don't like touching your skin. Your skin's
But there was-
weird.
What the fuck?
There was this one guy who was really good singer, good guitarist. He was like an older guy, and he did one first song was really good, original song. Then he did a Beatles cover that he kind of redone the music to. It was really good. And then he did this one where he was like, "Are you in there? We're fucking his ass and sucking his dick while our kids are outside the door. Can you feel him inside you? And now he's in my house and he's in my clothes and he's wearing my suits. And are you happy now?" And then
He's signing for loans, using my name. He's fucking my wife.
it was
He's
deep.
eating my stuff out my fridge.
Was that what he said?
It was like really like it was almost as if his wife's been shagging a guy and then videoing it and sending it to him, and he's at home going, I don't know what to do. I best write a song about this.
And he was gone quick after that song. Like I couldn't. I
Did he
looked
get
for
out
him.
of the place?
I was going to go say good
Probably
set.
because I was laughing all the way through it.
He was gone quick. Like I turned around and he was just disappeared into the night, man. Probably gone to murder that geezer.
Somebody's
He was
getting
really good.
found. It was amazing. It was really, really good. But
Yeah. Oh, but that girl Effie Nikki, she was so good, man. I listened to her song as well yesterday on Spotify. It was sick.
She was all right.
Do you not think she was like brilliant?
I don't know. The thing with music is just noise, innit?
I do sometimes if you surprise me with like live or on the radio or something with a song and I have no idea it's coming, I'll just like go mental for it every now and then.
Yeah.
Usually not. Usually I'm like, yeah, it's good, whatever. Like I like music, whatever it is. But sometimes it's just like, bang. But this girl was singing live. She was amazing.
She was all right. She
Yeah.
had
Did you
things.
chat to her?
Yeah, we chatted to her and her boyfriend. No, they were super young. They were like 22 or something.
That's not That is for you.
But he was sick on the keyboards as well, wasn't he? That geezer.
He was amazing.
So good. Just absolutely smashed it.
It's kind of cheating the keyboard. You should learn the keyboard.
I should learn the keyboard.
That's way more attractive than the guitar.
I don't care about attractive.
Yeah,
do you not?
do.
No.
Yeah, you do. That's all you care about.
You wouldn't keep
No.
that
That's what you
mustache on
strive
if you didn't
for
think-
in life.
No. Yeah, but I've achieved
You've
that.
got a pinky ring on.
I got this.
Keep coming in with just random bits
Extra
of
jewellery.
Yeah. He's going to be wearing a crown next time.
So-
He's just sat here like hoping nobody
Why are you
mentions
wearing
it.
that
So
for
my
now?
mum, right, for years, my mum was a jeweler. So she had jewellery shops. And
Did she?
she used to sell jewellery for many years, yeah. So this was in the 90s.
Let's go. Yeah.
So my mum has just still got like a box of old jewellery from the 90s.
Oh, sweet. And where does she live?
It's in Lincolnshire.
What time does she walk the dogs?
It ain't worth anything, really, I don't think.
I know, but burglary's
I don't think
burglary,
she's got
innit?
any like gold or diamonds or anything left.
It probably
like
costs
she
more
used
to get to Luton.
It's all this kind of stuff.
I'm actually down there soon for business.
Oh yeah, you're going to the
Business.
festival. That's not that far from my parents'
I'll
house.
pop in.
Half an hour away. But yeah, she was like, "Do you want to look?" It's all so 90s, and I just was like, "I don't even know if I like this ring.
That's
It's
a
like really
chunky-
fat.
That's
It's
one
really
of the,
chunky.
That's one of them rings you wear to a nightclub
Yeah.
and then start a fight with somebody.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
like
that's
you're
it.
ready
It's
to
like-
fight someone,
Yeah,
but
I
you don't want to
know.
wear knuckle dusters.
So I don't know.
That's
I
what-
also
That's what I said.
Yeah, but I thought of it and then you
like
said it,
less
so I thought
flair.
I'm still saying it.
yeah. But anyway, I'm just like I'm trying jewelry out. It's mad, isn't it?
Well, that's good. I mean, you've got to an age now where you kind of
Yeah, I need
allowed
to adorn
start.
myself with extra
Yeah,
things.
I mean, I can be a tramp and still get away with it. People are still.
and you do.
People would approach me still and they're like, oh,
You're
I'm wearing
filthy.
that, you know, and I'm like, I'm sweating. I got grease on me, and they're like,
For a man who has a home,
yeah.
you are the dirtiest.
I don't know if it's a
person
shit.
I've
I don't
ever
know
met.
if they're into. I don't know why they're into it, but it's working still. So you can keep it up. Like, what do you do for a living? And I go, not a lot. And they're like, fucking all right.
Brilliant.
All right.
Yeah.
You haven't got nothing to
Clearly.
do tomorrow then? Come over.
Exactly. Yeah.
Anyway, that's good.
Not a lot.
Anyone been watching the penalty shootouts?
I watched yesterday's match, yeah, and it was absolutely it was boring until kind of the last 10 minutes. And then
How do you
they
feel
did the
about penalties?
I mean, I feel good that we won the penalties. I feel, if they're a fair way to win a game? Is that what you're saying?
I was thinking you should do them throughout the match early.
Like spread them out.
Yeah, just
Well,
try
the thing
it.
is, it's like it's a last resort, and it's like drawing straws or something. It's
But
like,
you take that at the end based on what you've already done. So at the beginning, 2 guys shoot a penalty at the start,
all right,
right?
for what?
And then at the end of the first half,
Yeah.
another 2 guys shoot a penalty. And the start of after half time,
What? Because
they shoot another penalty.
You want to see more penalties.
So you get penalties. So if one of the team fucks up all their penalties, you don't have to do penalties at the end. But if your penalties are down, you're like, we got to win, because if we draw, we've got to rely on these penalties that we haven't won.
I feel like it's good for the game, isn't it? Good atmosphere for the fans. Penalties.
Right? Yeah.
Well,
that's a big part of what it is. They want to make it a good game and make money. That's a big part of what the football is. Do you know
That
what I
was
mean?
good. That was good input. What I reckon is, they should start adding like more weapons.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I knew you were going to come to this. There should be a fight.
I reckon, or maybe even just what we should do is have projectiles that the defenders can use. Because I've played football, and being in defence can be quite boring, especially if it's 11 aside.
Oh yeah.
Bow and arrows, slingshots with some kind of explosives in them.
Yeah.
I reckon, and then penalties at the end. I reckon we have one guy and just all 11 people just punch him in the face.
And then he's got to kick the
And
penalty.
then he's got to kick the penalty afterwards.
Yeah.
Nobody in goal. Nobody in goal. Just-
You gotta get-
if he
you gotta
hits the
hammer.
ball, you get a point. And if it goes near the goal, he gets a point.
Right.
Well, so he gets a
okay.
point no matter what he does.
Well, he's just been punched in the
If it
face
goes
11
in.
times. Yeah.
Yeah, but it would be easy to kick it in. You don't even punch. You could just go, and it will go in.
Well,
But the goalie has to punch him, so
Well,
he's
the
going to
thing
be
is,
tired.
With his gloves on
they
or
don't
not?
get- They don't get
With the gloves
With the gloves on.
They don't get the penalty. Yeah, but the gloves now have spikes on it. You don't get the penalty unless the guy can take all 11
Do
shots.
you hate
So if
footballers?
he gets to like 2 shots, he's knocked out. That's a point to the other team. Think about it. Because then you get your best.
Think about it.
You get your best punches in quick, don't you?
This is just becoming a brawl with loads of rules.
Yeah, with loads of like a turn-based brawl.
A turn-based brawl. It's like D&D. They basically got to do before
like
they
you
play.
can stab him, but you got to wait 30 minutes afterwards.
And this should happen at the start of the game. That's my belief.
Yeah.
All this should happen before you even play football.
Well, that's the original game. The original game was I've got this inflated pig's bladder, and I'm gonna kick it from here, Manchester, to let's say Huddersfield. And on the way, I'm gonna batter anybody I see and maybe stab them a bit.
Play it down the roads, didn't they?
And you know, I've got
Imagine the guy who brought the uninflated pig's bladder. He must have been disappointed because
imagine
he
the
thought
guy
he
who
had
had
a
to
great
inflate
game.
it. I bet he had a big pair of lungs.
Oh, this pig's really been pissing a lot. What was this pig eating?
I feel like if you were made president, you'd make the world the film Purge.
No,
Slash Hunger Games.
Yeah,
Slash
but
Hunger Games,
with fun accents, with like you know,
I have come to purge your house, mate.
It'd be colourful.
What do you mean? You'd be killing people. How'd you
Yeah,
do that
but like
colourfully?
if you had grenades, there'd be like paint powder in it as well. So people would die, but you won't be able to tell us.
people would die, but they'd also be doing some graffiti.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be urban and cool, I reckon.
Urban and cool.
It'd be like a dystopia.
Well, you put music on in that or something.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of rap music because of gang violence.
Yeah.
That started, and I'd change currency into something that could perish.
Oh, so you got to spend it.
So you got to get rid of it quick.
That's not a bad idea though for life.
Yeah.
Like there's no digital cash or anything anymore. No digital money. You've just got a piece of paper.
Yeah, not even paper, butter.
Butter's a weird one.
Yeah, you've got little pads of butter.
If you've got a fridge, then you can have savings.
Yeah, but
I'm talking about you can't hold on to your money at all. You've got to spend it.
You can't hold on to butter, it'll melt.
Yeah, but like someone will figure out a way around that. Though.
What, making non-melting butter?
You can't be the person who figures out the grand plan of anything.
Okay, but I'm throwing out the idea. I'm the ideas
Butter's
guy.
it's not a bad idea. I haven't got a material for you.
What have you got? A material, perishable, can make money out of it.
I reckon that
Chocolate.
edible paper or whatever, that they put on cakes and that.
Yeah, rice paper.
I had the weirdest dream yesterday.
Here we go.
So I'm going to...
Wait, Dom's story time.
Is this story time with Dom?
Yeah, it
Okay,
is.
wait, we'll put it in.
So, not to brag again, but I'm going to Zurich in 2 weeks.
Congratulations.
To
Did you
do
get your flight?
Book my flight, mate. Yeah,
Nice.
£270.
Fuck.
Jesus.
So I'm left with £180, but that's all right. I'll spend that there, I'm sure.
One Burger King.
I'll come back with no money. But that's all right. It's experience, isn't it? Anyway, the gig's at 8:30 or something like that. My flight gets in at, I think, 10 a.m.
Good.
12 o'clock. So I've got loads of time to check into the... Well, I'm staying with a comic, but...
Good to hear these details.
Anyway, I had a dream last night that I got there at...
It's nothing to do with the dream.
Just get on with your fucking dream, mate.
I had a dream last night that you come with me, and for some reason my mum had moved. My mum had moved there, so we stayed at my mum's house. And well, actually, we got in at 4 p.m. We went to my mum's house. I stayed there for 6 hours, and then I was just in a pub at 11 p.m. And I thought, fuck, I should probably go to do this gig. I asked a taxi driver for a lift, and he said, yeah. Did a line of coke and then told me it'd be £700. He said it's 5 minutes away. That's gonna be £700. Then did a line of coke, and I went, I'm gonna not do that. And then I didn't get to the gig.
That was good, yeah. Why am I always in your dreams?
And then I woke up and I thought, when I get to this gig, I'm gonna get there earlier than 11 p.m.
And there's me and Graham Norton on the stage when you get there. Talking
Yeah,
shit about
we
you.
haven't got that far. Yeah, it's you and Graham Norton. Yeah,
Classic.
No, it was you and Lee Evans
Lee Evans.
on the Graham Norton show.
You have the weirdest dreams.
I do, yeah.
They're not even like eventful. They're weirdly uneventful.
They're like games of Sims. If
Do you
I
know
was
what?
a Sim.
Yeah, but also they're almost wildly possible. They're never like, and then what happened was there was fire and it came out my eyes.
Well, you
and
think
then-
it's possible
Well,
Alex
well,
is going to be on the Graham Norton show?
I'll have a dream where.
It's physically possible,
If
so
it is,
very unlikely.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's doable, isn't it? He's a man. He's got a face. There's a place. He could go there. There's video camera. It's all real, isn't it?
It's all real, yeah.
You know,
But this is a taxi driver doing a line of coke and then saying it'd be £700. That's not really real, is
that
it?
is definitely real. I could become
Hey, I
a
told
taxi
you.
driver tomorrow. I could fulfill that wish.
Switzerland's
You can't
expensive.
drive.
Well,
Also, if he's doing coke, and then he probably can't drive either.
They just got knocked out of the Euros, mate. They're dealing with some stuff.
Oh yeah, that's
Who's
going to
Europe?
be something to battle when I'm over there.
what country is it?
Switzerland.
Switzerland. The knives and cheese.
What? Knives?
Knives and cheese.
Yeah.
They're famous for knives, are they?
Swiss Army knives, yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah. Oh, you've got a Swiss knife. You don't like people touching. Maybe I'll bring one back. Probably not. But
Yeah,
Just
you
gonna
get yourself
bring-
a Swiss Army knife. They go for a lifetime.
you
man.
bring knives back on planes?
I mean, probably not, but I don't know.
Yeah, you can put them in your suitcase.
I've only got hand luggage. So.
You can have a knife if it's in the holding.
Well,
Does
I'm
that
You can have a
matter?
knife if it's in the old. This is a PSA, but don't put it in your pocket because they'll because of 9/11.
You didn't break the fourth wall. You fucking stabbed it with
Yeah.
a knife.
Yeah.
Anyway, my second
Well, if we're
story
gonna
time. I did a gig in.
You're not having two,
Okay, fair enough. Next week.
right? What have you been up to, Alex?
What have I been up to? I did some gigs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did that go?
Yeah, great. I did the Lead Mill in Sheffield. It's like a proper music venue. And I got up and I was like, well, I always wanted to play here when I was a musician. And I just thought it would be a little bit less empty. And I didn't know whether he laughed.
No.
Because it's just a massive stage where there's supposed to be drum kits and amps and all that stuff. It's just literally nothing there. And I'm like, all right. But it was a good gig. Went well.
Empty as in.
A guy came up to me and was like, you're one of the funniest acts I've ever seen. I was like, you need to. He's like, I've watched loads of comedy. I was like, doesn't sound like
I've
you."
watched it all. I've watched
And he
every
just seen.
moment.
He
But
just
I was
seen.
very grateful if he's watching. I was grateful.
And he
Wow.
just seen Deliso, hadn't he? He was on first, wasn't he?
Sam C was on first. Liso was on last.
Who is
he had
this?
seen Danny McLaughlin.
Who is this Sam?
Sam C,
Yeah.
Singaporean guy. I met him when I was living in Japan. He was based in Singapore for ages. Was like on TV there and doing loads of stand up. And he moved to England like a year ago.
He's
two
doing
ago.
all right.
Yeah, he's doing all right. Yeah, doing some stuff. A lot of followers.
I'm doing that
Insta.
in February. Is it good then?
Yeah, it's good.
Mm.
Yeah, it's really like it's really big. Like I was really shocked when I walked in because it's a proper like, you know, like music venues. You've obviously got your like 200 capacity ones. This is more like a 500 cap room.
Was it full?
It wasn't full, but they had all the chairs out and stuff. They kind of made it look decently full.
Yeah.
It wasn't empty by any means.
What colour were the walls?
Black.
Which way did the door open? When
The
you
door
came
opened in.
Right.
You know, the guy fucking. I came in, yeah, and they've got this weird old fashioned like turnstile
Really?
that's still there.
Oh, right, yeah, because a lot of old theatres used to have them.
Yeah.
I remember we used to have a theatre in a little town and that had a turnstile.
I came up, the gig had just started. I was a little bit late. And the guy, the bouncers, I've got my guitar on my back and everything. People usually are like, oh, you performing? They usually can tell I am.
Yeah.
I walked up and he's like, yeah, no, you got to go through the there's perfectly good double doors.
Yeah.
So I got to go through the turnstile. So I go in, I'm like, hey, I'm performing. And he's like, oh, yeah, sorry, mate, I'm sorry. And I was like, how do fat people get through this fucking turn? There's this tiny door. It's like a foot wide.
Well,
Why are you trying to send me
but
through
you
that?
gotta wait for it to come round. It gets
Yeah, but
bigger. It gets
you
bigger
saw
as
this
it comes
turnstile,
round.
mate. You would be. It wasn't even you just had to go through.
Oh, was it like a metal one?
Yeah, like a metal
they're
one.
horrible.
It wasn't like a revolving door.
Oh, exactly. Okay.
Are you saying that you're a fat person?
No, I'm saying that fat people, when they come here, how do they get through the
He had
fucking turnstile?
he had
Why are you sending
extras.
me through just because I'm slim?
Yeah.
I've got a guitar on my back.
Well, to be fair though, we should filter out the fat people.
Maybe they just like turn around, get out. We don't have you here. We don't
You
want
know
your
what?
kind.
These turnstiles are directionally proportional to the
Although
seats.
they do
So
make-
if you can't get through here,
Yeah,
you can't
you're
get
out.
out. See, they're plastic.
To be fair, fat people do make the room look more full.
Oh, they do. Yeah, that's if you fill a room of fatties, you got yourself a sellout.
Yeah.
Salad.
And then I had to open on Friday because the opening act didn't turn up.
Well
Hang
done,
on, I've got a bit of a point about revolving doors. Where have they gone?
There used to be about
Like the 2000s,
yeah.
everything was a revolving door. You went to Morrison's, a revolving door. You went to the job centre, revolving door.
The only two
You went
places you've
to
ever been to.
IKEA, that had a revolving door.
You're
for a
right. There
bit.
usere to be about. Well, I think automatic doors. They
The
don't need
hospital
them.
in Salford, that's got an revolving door still.
This is what I think. With automatic doors, they got rid of the revolving door. The point of a revolving door is it opens and then it kind of moves to being closed again
Yeah.
without having
And
to
then
leave
you're
it
locked
open or
in
closed.
no man's land.
Yeah, and you
What-
can go in and out.
What do you think? Because, you know,
I don't really have an opinion on this.
You don't have an opinion on
revolving doors?
No,
That's exactly kind of boring, weird shit you'd be into.
If there's a door, I'll just go through it. I reckon.
Yeah.
This is it. You can't. You got to go around it.
I worked at a bar in America for a bit. It's closed now. It's called Emmett's.
You worked in America?
You don't need that so close to your mouth because we can hear you breathing. So yeah,
You worked in
I was
America?
staying in Chicago for 2 months at my mate's house, just basically dotting around, and I picked up some shifts on the door of this bar, and it was a firefighters bar in Chicago. So there was a load of young people in there, like all different people, but there was a load of like old Chicago firefighter guys.
Is that where you got the mustache from?
Yeah, that was where the inspiration came from. But it had an old-fashioned revolving door. It was a beautiful thing, actually. It was really nice.
Wow.
And in the winter, my job basically was just to ask people for their IDs and close this door because it wouldn't go back to where it was meant to be because obviously it's so cold. You want to keep the heat in. That was literally my job. Like, hey, what's your ID? And then I'd go and like shift the door. And that was it. And if I forgot to shift the door, this old Irish fireman guy who ran the place was like, "Get the goddamn door." And that was it. That was my whole job. It was so boring. It was the dumbest job I've ever had. And then he was like, "You got to ID everyone." And someone would come in. He's a 50-year-old man. I'm like, "Well, ID this guy, I guess." And I'd ID the guy, and he'd like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And he'd go, "What are you doing? That's my buddy Bob. What are you doing?" I'm like, "You told me ID everyone. What am I supposed to, how do I know? Bob looks all right for his age."
Yeah, but you could, I don't know. I mean, he's probably said, he probably meant at your own discretion, right?
Well, you're supposed to, in the States, you're supposed to pretty much card everyone because if you don't have ID, you're kind of not, you're supposed to carry ID legally.
Yeah.
So if you don't have any ID.
Oh, just for just go to the
Yeah,
shop.
you're supposed to always have your ID on you.
You've got to walk to the corner shop, take your ID in case the police want to shoot you.
They can arrest you for vagrancy if you don't have papers on you in America.
Is dystopian.
If you don't have a certain amount of money and an ID, they can technically bring you in. I don't know if that's still the case, but it used to be.
That is literally like, that's like when...
You'd be fucked. You'd be in and out of prison all the time. I lost it.
Yeah, I'd say I had it when I left the house.
Yeah, you got nothing. This guy's never lived in he lives in a train. And
I would go and move to the forest straight away, though. If we had any kind of occupancy or something like that, I'd be like, no, I'm going to have to get out of here before they figure out.
For sure.
I'm useless.
That's why there'll always be homeless people, because they'll always be like, well, you know what? I can't be asked. I'm just going to live in the forest.
Not if there's an occupancy. They get rounded up pretty quick.
Yeah, but like...
And shot.
There'll be more after. People will always do it. You can't fix it. You had a house for everybody, there would still be homeless people. If you had a free house for everybody, there would be homeless people.
Shoot them all. That was the point.
Who are you shooting?
I'm not shooting them.
Why are you shooting homeless people?
If there was an occupancy.
What's an occupancy?
When like a different country comes and moves into your country.
Oh yeah.
And kills everyone.
When's that happening? Who's occupying us?
I got on a point. If there was it was like if you had to have your papers.
But who's occupying? The Nazis occupying places. It's not like normal shit.
There could be a sequel.
It's not a normal
trilogy. What's there could be a trequel.
World War III.
Trequel.
A trequel. It's a trilogy, mate.
It could be a that doesn't sound right.
Well, it's just another sequel.
Trequels when there's
treacle.
Treacle. I'm making that thing.
Half a pound of two-penny rice. Half a pound of treacle. Well.
Quite right.
Treacle on a stick.
Any gripes?
No, I've not really been here.
Yeah, Dom's come back.
So it's literally been so quiet here. Every day the same thing. I come down about 8:30, get my coffee on the go, writing something in my book. Ethan comes down. Is there any coffee, mate? Yeah, there is. Get some coffee. And he's like, have you ever noticed, right? And then just comes up with some absolutely mad theory. And I'm just like, here we go. It's 9:15. Time for this fucking absolute lunacy to come out.
Time to think about stuff. The rigidity of toast. How it correlates to the rest of your day. Have a floppy bread. But you know what I found today?
What?
Bacon tastes different the more you cook it.
Yeah. Absolutely. I feel like there's like crispy bacon people and floppy bacon people.
Yeah, but they taste different as well. It's not just the texture. The taste is changed.
Yeah. For sure.
Oh, figure that out.
Nice. Rock and fucking roll. So that's what we've been doing.
Yeah. Well, that's good, isn't it?
And then I've been smoking a joint after.
And then I'll smoke a joint.
That's why I'm asking you the questions, innit? I've just been thinking about them for 15 minutes. And I've been trying to meditate in the background, but I feel we got an ant's nest there.
Oh, fuck.
And I keep getting bit up.
You weren't wearing a t-shirt though. That was pretty mad, to be fair.
I was letting the sun rays get in.
Sick.
You got to get more surface area on for them sun rays.
Yeah. And for the insects to eat you.
Vitamin D. But then I didn't reckon ants bit you, but one of them really went for it the other day. And then I looked at him and he looked at me like it was my fault.
The ant looked at you.
I went, what are you doing?
Accusatorily.
I said, what are you doing like that? And he looked and he went, I went, get out of it. And then I brushed him off. Like that. I don't normally brush him off because I'm meditating. The point is not to murder everything you see.
That's really important when meditating.
But I thought, well, now you're taking the piss, aren't you? I've let you on here. And you've fucking just started just doing what you want. I'm not having that.
We had a listener, not question, but a listener suggestion. Listener question.
Listening to him a cappella's mad as well.
So what's going on with why have we not got the sound effects today?
You don't need to ask me that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the suggestion was that we just get a different religious guest on every week.
That's a good idea.
Because
Where are we gonna find
somebody
these people?
was really enjoying the monk episode
That's a good idea.
I reckon
before he went
I
himself.
could find a rabbi or just a loose rabbi.
A
or
loose
little
rabbi.
Little priest on just
Round up a rabbi.
Yeah, little rabbi roundup.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Find a father.
Seek a seek.
Seek out, seek. I think we could do it, and then Ethan just kind of goes on a pilgrimage with them afterwards.
That's all right. But at some point, I'm going to get molested by one of these guys.
That's all right.
Is it not as bad as it seems?
Take Don with you, he'll spot him a mile off.
Yeah, I'll spot him, yeah.
He will, and do nothing about it.
That's his talent. He'll spot it, quietly tell someone
Yeah,
else.
he'll feel uncomfortable and then bring it up on a podcast. That's what he'll do.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Sounds about right, yeah.
That's all right. Okay, I'd give it a go.
So, yeah, if anybody wants to be a guest, and if you have any sort of beliefs.
I reckon we could find someone who's been in a cult next. I reckon.
Oh, yeah, we could do that.
That could
I
be
think
good.
I know a couple of culties.
Yeah.
Might do. Yeah, I can find some.
All right, sweet.
Easy.
Get on that.
Unhinge.
Unhinged.
Field, probably, actually.
Unhinged.
Unhinged.
It's the cult stuff.
Yeah, probably on field, you're right. I don't know. I don't know about that no more. So we'll call that a day then. Anything else?
No, I'm thinking all good.
Yeah. Please like, subscribe, leave a 5-star
hang
review.
on. We've had a present.
Oh yeah, we have had a present.
Oh my goodness! I can't believe we nearly forgot about the bench. I'm going to throw up a photo. We will try and do a podcast live with the bench next week.
Yeah. Although I did sit on it the other day.
Did you?
Yeah.
Is it
Not
strong
very
enough
stable.
for 3 of us?
How much do you weigh, Alex? I'm not saying you're fat, but you're
in
a bit
kilograms or stone or
Kilograms.
pounds?
loud. Let's do it in stones and pounds because that's what.
Stones and pounds.
Stones and pounds. About 200 pounds, which is probably 14 stone or so.
Yeah.
How many kilograms is that?
92 currently, 91, 92. I've lost a lot of weight.
Well done, mate.
Well done.
Thanks.
What were you 100?
Anyway, yeah.
About 100.
Let's take turns on the bench, I reckon.
Okay. Well, we'll get some live action with the bench, but you'll be able to see the bench here. I'm going to flash it up. We'll take a picture of it.
So we'll tell you the story. Long-time listener of the podcast, Uncle Chris, who you might hear us reference every now and then at the end of every single episode.
Yeah.
He came in. He's got a new business, right? Crazy Chris is banging benches. He's making benches. If you want the cheap, 450 quid for a bench.
It's nothing.
Just a pittance.
Use our discount code RENT.
Rent boys to get
Rent bench.
0% off. That's RENTBENCH. I can spell.
Yeah, he did it well. It was good.
Don't tell
rent
anybody
bench.
I can read. Right. But yeah, so I want to say a big thank you to Chris
Yeah,
because
thanks, Chris, man.
he's been for more than anything just for listening and being part of it, making us feel like this is worth doing. So,
and we'll feature the bench up top of the next podcast because it's just a bit rainy at the moment to get the bench in.
That's it.
So we'll do that before.
we'll take this couch out. We'll put the bench in.
Will we?
We do need a new couch still, so if anyone can source us a couch, that would be
we
If
fun.
can get
anyone
Ren
builds
Boy's couch.
couches, Mad Margaret's massive, crazy couches,
And
or something like that.
we'll pay you nothing, but we'll
Yeah.
appreciate it.
And also Simon Squibb.
Simon Squibb.
So we'll go into more detail on that, but I'd just like to say the rent is now due. Thank you very much for listening. Please leave a like, subscribe, 5-star review, tell your friends, all that shit. Goodbye from Dom. Goodbye from Ethan.
Thanks, everyone. See you later.